America incarcerates more people than any other country on earth. We're home to less than 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's inmates. Today, there are 2.2 million people behind bars in America. Now that's a 700% increase since 1970.
How y'all doing?
How you doing, sir?
All right. What's going on? What's your name, man? Good to see you. Nice to meet you. Good to see you, sir.
Timothy Jordan.
Timothy.
It's a pleasure.
Good to see you.
It was surreal. I was, up until that moment, I was so nervous all morning, but when he walked in and he was like, hey, fellas, what's going on? He was just like one of the guys. It was just, all the nerves went away, and it was just like you and I speaking. He was really down to earth and easy to talk with, and the first president ever come into prisons, and you know, that we were part of that legacy, and it was just unbelievable.
You know, I was thinking about it for weeks. I mean, I still think about it. It took me coming to prison to realize a lot of things. There's a lot of people that are there for me and people that aren't. My little brother tells me when I got sentenced, he thought what I was doing was cool, which already shows that young people out there have the wrong mentality. Nothing that's going on that we're doing is nothing cool about it.
Is your little brother listening to you?
I mean, I'd like to say he is, but he's at that age where, you know, we all think we know everything, you know?
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For him to come visit and have that conversation with him, you know, really opened up my eyes to a lot of things.
The entire experience has just been, you know, kind of uplifting. I think it's provided a lot of guys with hope. Recently here, I've been able to kind of reevaluate myself. I've examined some of my thinking patterns, and I wanted to be a part of something, and it was nothing available.
Mm-hmm. How much of that thinking relates to programs here in the prison? How much of it is just you know, being in your cell and kind of having to think through where you've been?
I think the core of it is the programming here at the institution. I found myself in prison. Yeah, I found myself in prison. We were just, you know, saying, man, something's gonna happen. Something is definitely going to happen.
Mass incarceration makes our country worse off, and we need to do something about it.
I think the film is extraordinary. I think it gives impact to the public, for the public to know how these sentences are affecting the community.
There's more federal incarcerations for drug offenses than there are for homicide, aggravated assault, kidnapping, robbery, weapons, immigration, arson, sex offenses, extortion, bribery, etc., combined. How did that happen?
I think there was a lot of fear. Level war on drugs, the crack epidemic, it became, I think, a bipartisan cause to get tough on crime.
I thought it did an excellent job of, you know, showing the human side of mass incarceration and showing that, you know, America's the land of the free, but it's got more people incarcerated than anywhere else in the world. And the effects it's having on our communities, you know, there's generations of fathers lost, and I believe it did a great job of showing the true status of our criminal justice system.
I thought the film was compelling. I thought it brought a lot of awareness, needed awareness to the American public. I was definitely satisfied.
One business owner we met told us how hard it's been for him to stay clear of the legal system even after serving his time.
So most of the fellas, you know, got involved in like really low-level stuff, right? And they get that criminal conviction, and then it's a trap, right? How hard is it to get out?
What are you talking about? We're still trying to get out, man. I still got ties to the system. I'm still paying. For any crime you do, you're gonna pay a stipend, you know what I'm saying?
And you come out of jail, you paid your debt, but really you haven't paid your debt because you got thousands of dollars worth of fines.
Exactly.
What happens if you don't pay the fines now?
We get re-locked up.
Knowing that he's in there now, it hurts. It hurts the family really bad, and you know, he's a big piece of the family that now that he's missing, it really left a gap in our family.
To see just the way my brother speaks, what he had to say, to see how my mom felt, you know, it's made a big impact.
I haven't hugged my son for so many years. I hunger for that day.
I'm ready to go home, you know.
The part where I seen my kids,
how they was talking about how much they, especially my son, Tavante, my 10-year-old, was talking how much he can't come to me and talk to me like he want to. And that part hurt. It touched me real deep.
The fact that he is in jail and I can't like see him anytime I want, it's sad.
I'm gonna tell him that I will be home one day soon, so, you know, he don't need to feel like he can't, that I'm not there for him. We are making attempts to rehabilitate ourselves while in prison.
I've worked at Unicor for 5.5 years and acquired real-world job skills through Unicor. I participated in a millwright apprenticeship program there, which is an 8,000-hour on-the-job training. We made bad choices, and from those choices, we ended up here, but we can also correct those choices and make moves forward to become productive members of society.
Doing a lot of time, it affects not only the people, but it affects the families.
I can't wait to get home, man.
Yes, the same thing here. Because, you know, like we always talk about, you know, the kids need their dad, especially the boys. They most definitely need you here. It's like my family's been torn for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Nothing's easy. Most people aren't interacting with the criminal justice system, and they don't see the impact that it's having on their communities. And part of our job is just to shine a spotlight. I think there's enough empathy among people of goodwill across the political spectrum that we may be able to pull this off.
I don't think it takes 5, 10, 15 years to be rehabilitated on these nonviolent sentences. I've missed a lot of family events. I say 20 years. I mean, it's kind of outrageous. We need change and we need some hope. The people really need hope.